You're watching The Blitz on Pronews 7. Hard-hitting highlights from across the high plains with Lee Baker. Here comes The Blitz on Pronews 7.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the penultimate Friday night of the high school football regular season. But before football, we have this baseball update. Game 7 of the World Series underway right now, and it's not good. Texas down 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll have some updates throughout the Blitz. Now football, a host of big games. Teams jockey to make the playoffs. Some already in, others looking to continue on, and not to have to worry about needing something to happen next week. Here in town, the annual Fun Fest that is Amarillo and Tascosa taking center stage. A week-long build-up and hype to the rivalry. Tascosa already in the postseason. Amarillo needing a win tonight or next week. So let's head out to the big game. And, you know, these guys have been taking some lessons from the college guys in the NFL. Some serious trash talking going on. Looking to gain an edge, and looks like fun, I think. First quarter, Sandy's moving. Keenan Milligan busting through the hole. That's a first down, Sandy's. The next play, Ashton Tillman. We talked to him earlier in the week. He bounces outside, gets 15 yards. Things get a little dicey on the sideline. Look at this. Watch after he goes down, huh? Take that? No, you take that. Hey, whoa. 2 plays later, it's Milligan taking the trap, 9 yards in. Extra point was no good. 6-0 Sandy's. More bad news for the Revs as Ken Plunkett looks Thomas McElreath, rolls right. He's going for Lamar Britton, but Ryan Sluter, spine, he gets the play and he gets the pick, and the Sandys have the ball. But before the Sandys can blink, Revs defensive end or Shadrick Shepard lays the wood to Cole Sanchez. That had to hurt. Fumble, Tascosa ball. Let's go to the scoreboard, and what we have right now, Amarillo High winning 20-3. San Angelo Central right now beating Monterey, and down in the Hub City tonight, it's Lubbock High, battle of winless teams beating Coronado. Let's stay in town and head north for 2A play up at the road. It's a Mule Shoe in town looking for a victory. Catch is looking for a win. First play of the game. It's real good. It's a Mules quarterback, Bo Avila, or it could be Avila. I'm not sure, but we'll just say he's on the run, coming at our camera, and he's into the end zone for, as we like to say, an apparent touchdown. But you know what? There'd be a yellow hanky and a penalty, but it didn't stop him. Here goes Avila again, or Avila. This time he's going to run to the outside and get knocked out of bounds. And then on the very next play, the quarterback is going to hook up with Ryan De Leon. And this one is right at our photographer who stays in there. What a fine photographer. That's touchdown. Let's go to the scoreboard. Right now, Muleshoe winning. Childress beating Bushland. Littlefield over Freona. Other district play, Fritz beating Spearman, Abernathy ahead of Tulia, and Dimmitt beating Floydada. That takes care of a first quick quarter of tonight's show. Lots of great action already. More to come. We'll visit the hectic world of Class 4A. Stay tuned. You're watching The Blitz. Welcome back to the Blitz. The long, winding road to the playoffs for District 3 4A teams continue. Going to tonight's action, Randall Friendship were unbeaten and had already secured playoff berths. Those two met on the South Plains. Meanwhile, 4 other schools still battling for the remaining 2 playoff berths. But last night, Caprock nailed down a berth with a win over Plainview. So now it's 3 teams for 1 spot. We're going to go down to the Dumas Canyon game down at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. And this game is important. Opening drive for the Canyon Eagles, and it's Travis Cosby, the quarterback, on the keeper. He picks up 40 yards before he's down at the 1-yard line. Wow. The very next play, what else? The quarterback keeps it Eagles up 6-0, no conversion. After a punt, Canyon will take the ball with the ball back again. They're at their 15. Cosby then dumps the screen to Blake Weaver, and he could go all the way, but eventually he's going to get caught. This play, when it's all said and done, ooh, look at that, right past our photographer. He stays right in there, huh? 76 yards. Later in the third, Cosby from the 1. The second TD night makes it 12-0. Matt Hamilton, our newsman, right on the spot, isn't he? Check this out. Canyon lines up in the swinging gate formation. Weaver takes the snap. This time he goes in to Grayson Cook. They pick up the conversion. Let's go to the scoreboard. And Canyon right now, wow, this is going to mess up the district. They win. And I've just been told now by Steve Kirsch, who's on the internet, Friendship has rallied. They have just beaten Randall 29-28. Wow. All right, let's go back to last night. The Rock on a roll. That'd be Plainview visiting Caprock. And, you know, last night we did have 3 inches of snow yesterday, according to the meteorologist. And there it was at the bowl. First play of the game for the Rock. Quarterback Michael Guerrero rolls, hits Seth Chapman, and he races all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Bulldogs. After a few plays, Guerrero zips a pass to Addison Bustos for a touchdown. 7-0 Rock with a conversion. Then they go for the kill early. They go for the onside kick. It looks like they have it, but one of the Zebras says, no, they touched the ball before it went to 10 yards, so they give the ball to Plainview. But it didn't take long for Plainview to give it back because they're going to fumble a few plays later, and the Rock's going to recover at about their 30-31-yard line. And they go right down the field. And it's a halfback pass, a little trickerage. Kalen Jones to Bustos. This makes it 14-0 the Rock. Hey, we're still in the first quarter, folks. And then after a Plainview punt, this looks familiar. It's Guerrero, this time to Connor Hollaball. He gets all the way down to the 16-yard line. A reminder, we're still first quarter. The very next play, same combination, Hollaball the TD. Let's go to the scoreboard and remind you that Caprock got a playoff berth for the second straight year, and that's a first in school history. Paladura tonight beating Hereford. And some six-man scores. Follett over Cress right now. McLean and Hart in a close game. Miami beat Darazette. LaFours over Higgins. Non-district, Groom beating Anton. And Headley, that's Headley, winning in Happy tonight. One half of our highlights and scores are now complete. Still lots of football coming up. We'll take a look at a new stadium in the Pro News 7 viewing area. Plus check out the 1A schools chasing the playoffs. You're watching the Blitz. Welcome back. There's a lot of gloomy faces standing around here right now because the World Series has just been completed. St. Louis has beaten the Rangers 6-2 to win their 11th World Championship. All right, let's go back to football now. And we're halfway through tonight's highlights and scores. Don't forget you can find tonight's video and scores on our website, connectamarillo.com/blitz. Scores are being updated right now. Also, all the finals will crawl across the bottom of your screen through midnight once the Blitz ends. Now to the field of play in 3A, 4-team league playing just game 2 of a short 3-game district schedule. Dalhart and Borger won on opening night. Those two meeting tonight with the winner gaining the upper hand in the playoff race. And if you didn't know it, brand new stadium up in Wolfland tonight. Ooh, that looks nice. Turf, got new seats right across from the McDonald's. Great turf, first quarter. Terrence Brown moving well on the turf at 17 yards inside the Dalhart 10-4 visiting border. 2 plays later, though, it's disaster for the Bulldogs. A fumble. The Wolves' Patrick Herring picks it up. Big fellow rumbles. He's all the way down to he's going fast inside the 30 before he's knocked down. The very next play, Dalhart quarterback Noah Schneiderjohn calls his own number. Some blocks. The sweep, 16 yards. The Wolves are up 7-0 at this point. Let's see what we have. We have Dalhart winning right now on the scoreboard, 19-7 in the third quarter. Pampa-Perryton, that's a big game. They're tied 21 in the third. Now to Class 1A Division I play out in Panhandle. Quanah in town to take on the Panthers. This is a big game. Second quarter, Panthers down 14-9, but driving. Tyler Hall connects with Brody Powers on the slant. First down for Panhandle. The very next play, Hall rolling, throws to Trey Hall. That's his brother. Some big yak yards. Another first down. That's yards after the catch, in case you didn't know. 3 plays later, Hall. Another slant, this time to Lige Powers. I hope I got that right. TD. Panhandle goes up 16-14. Another drive coming up here. Panthers tack on another. Travis Jewett going outside. The handoff. He rolls into the end zone. This made it 23-14. Let's see what we have right now. We have Panhandle actually on the scoreboard. We have on the scoreboard. If you don't have the scoreboard, just come back to me and I'll read what I have on my script. All right, there we go. I have 22-14 actually. Panhandle beating Quanah. I also have Clarendon beating Lockney 28-6. A couple of other scores. Stratford ahead of Sunray 12-6 in the third quarter, and Canadian 25-0 over Boys Ranch. That is a fourth quarter score. All right, 3 quarters down. I wanted to play this final Friday night of October. Still more Class 1A play in Texas. Plus, we're going to go outside the Lone Star State for highlights and scores. That's coming up on the Blitz. Welcome back. It's our final quarter of highlights and scores on this football Friday. 14 teams make up 3 1A districts in the Pronews area. Going into tonight's play, just 2 at secured playoff berths, so lots to play for tonight and next week as the postseason beckons. We head east on Highway 60 for some of the action. That would be Groover and White Deer. There go the Bucks, ready to take on the Hounds. Opening drive, it's Brady Montgomery. Takes the handoff around the left side, first down, but the drive would stall. This was a lot of scrumming and tackling and good hitting. Groover takes over. Corbin Irwin, the quarterback, sneaks it for 10 yards. That's a good sneak. Wow. Later in the drive, the old fullback dive, Cole Willis. Another Greyhound first down. And then Irwin this time drops back, looking deep. He finds Bo Blankenship. Oh, look at this. Oh, but there was some laundry on that play. And then later, Jared Collier with the touchdown. Let's see what we have. If we have scores, if they're not working, I get to read them on camera. Hey, all right, we got them. Ooh, glad the computer's working. Groover's leading White Deer 31-0. Vega, Booker is unbeaten this year. They could be suffering their first loss. Next page, Wellington is beating Wheeler. Memphis over Claude. Nazareth losing to Spring Lake Earth. The Swifts yet to win this year. And Bovina ahead of Sudan. All right, let's go west to the home of the 3-time defending state champion, Melrose Buffaloes. I went to their state championship game last year, and tonight they're hosting Tatum. Opening drive, Tanner Dickerman keeps it for himself for a short gain. And the very next play, Lance Widener takes the handoff. He goes the distance, and as we calculated, 60 yards for a touchdown for the Melrose Buffaloes. Tatum will take the ball on their opening drive of the night, but the swarming Buffalo defense puts the stop to it right here. Yeah, that's about 20 yards out of bounds. The next play, more defense from the Buffaloes, and they turn it over on downs to the visitors. Tatum. Buffaloes have the ball. It's Widener again, and he stampedes into the end zone like a good Buffalo coming right. Oh, nice stiff arm. Wow, nice play. Let's go to the scoreboard and show you what we have from out of state tonight. It's that's the Guymon Piedmont. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Okay, it's going to get confusing. Guymon is losing to Piedmont. Boise City beating Goodwill. Let's see what we have on the next page. Hooker's winning, and Moreland's beating Turpin. Also tonight, next page. Well, we don't have it. Beaver losing to Fairview, 28-0. In a battle of top-ranked teams, Thomas over Texoma. Now, I got to go back to New Mexico. It was Melrose beating Tatum 20-6. Clovis 14-0 over Hobbs. Clayton and Texaco scoreless in the third, and Santa Rosa beating Tucumcari 21-0. All right, that's going to take care of tonight's high school football scores and highlights. Remember, you can see everything you want at connectamarillo.com/blitz. Still more to come, including Saturday football. Lots of that. Stay tuned. You're watching the Blitz. Welcome back to the final quarter of tonight's football fun. First, this World Series update in case you missed it. The Rangers lost Game 7 of the World Series tonight. St. Louis is your baseball champion. No more baseball. But lots of college football on tap tomorrow. Locally, 20th ranked West Texas A&M will host Central Washington. The Buffs recovered nicely after a loss at Abilene to roll Eastern New Mexico in the wagon wheel game. The visiting Wildcats having an off year. They're just 3-4 through 7 games, while new WT quarterbacks coach Stephen Lee likes the way his top 2 QBs have been performing.
It's a process. It's just a growth process, and Lance, I think, maybe has become a little bit of a comfort zone. You know, Britton, we know what Britton can do on the other side, and I think it's hard to double up on those guys now. So I think that's has become something that's a little more comfortable for Dustin, and still has Britton on the other side of it.
Because of this conference schedule with Oklahoma schools leaving, it left an open date, you know, throughout everybody's schedule, and this happens to be our open date. So the only schools that we could pick up were long distance, and so it wouldn't be my first choice, but we've got them, and it's going to present an opportunity for us to strengthen our schedule because it is a quality opponent. So we just need to win no matter who it is.
All right, here are your games tomorrow. WT plays at 6. Midwestern visits Eastern New Mexico, and OPSU will be home tomorrow. They're going to try to get their third straight win. Big 12 games, Oklahoma State and Baylor. You can see that game on the next page right here on Channel 7 at 2:30. Oklahoma and Kansas State at the same time on ESPN. Mizzou and A&M are playing, and then you can see Iowa State and Tech, and that game is going to be on FSN. All right, I got some time to wrap up. I got about a minute here, 45 seconds to tell you what's going on. All right, reminder that our late game tomorrow night on Channel 7 will be Southern Cal and Stanford's 7 o'clock kickoff. I got about 30 seconds. I got to get all this in. There's hockey in town tomorrow night. We have 2 games this weekend. Wichita falls tomorrow, Topeka Sunday. LSC volleyball title, big game tomorrow. Angelo State against WT, 2 o'clock at the box. High school volleyball tomorrow. Canyon and Hereford with the winner going to the playoffs. That's a 1 o'clock at Amarillo High. There's a doubleheader soccer today. The Lady Buffs beat Eastern New Mexico. The WT men are still playing. The Eastern men won over Fort Hays State. And Ryan Palmer is playing golf right now. And if you get to the Golf Channel, you can watch him starting at midnight. Thank you again for watching the Blitz. As always, have a great sports weekend.
Thanks for tuning in to The Blitz on Pro News 7. Brought to you by these sponsors. Head to connectamarillo.com for highlights, extended coverage, and scores. And watch for updates on Pro News 7 through midnight tonight.